Before we start today's meeting, I would like to take the time to acknowledge that I live and work on the traditional and unceded territory of the Haudenosaunee, the Huron-Wendat, and the Anishinaabe. I would like to personally extend my respect to all Indigenous people and acknowledge that other members of this event are working and living on their traditional lands as well. After 50 years, I recently had the opportunity to revisit my childhood hometown of Cranbrook, BC. It's a town population of about 20,000 people, where I grew up and my family grew up believing that we were the only visible minorities. Unbeknownst to me, this town actually had a residential school population of 160 children that were purposely hidden from the main population. This acknowledgement is important to me since hearing those stories and of the additional stories of the 6,500 survivors from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission created a deep recognition of how deeply intergenerational trauma impacts not only the Indigenous people, but really all people. And I believe that loss is especially felt for those of us who live here in Canada. This underscores the importance of acknowledging the truth before we can move forward to reconciliation. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for this amazing and important occasion. It's the first ever and what I hope to be inaugural Lead in Canada Volunteer Recognition Ceremony. This year is particularly special because it's our first one, but it's also because with the support of Women and Gender Equality Canada, known as WAGE, we're actually very proud to be able to expand our volunteer efforts on a national scale. WAGE's investment enabled us to celebrate excellence within our city networks and circles across the country, to highlight the outstanding contributions of leaders who have given long-term committed service across Canada. And I want to begin by just sharing a little bit of context. Recent data from Statistics Canada tells us that volunteering is actually declining across our country. Between 2018 and 2023, the overall volunteer rate, including from both formal and informal volunteering, dropped by 6% from 79 to 73%. And at the same time, the total number of hours contributed fell by 18%. This is really a special note to us since women continue to represent the lion's share of volunteers, I believe about 80%. And forward movement in equity, diversity, inclusion, and accessibility, so EDI&A initiatives, unfortunately, well, they rely on our power. These trends further underscore what many of us already feel. I know, fewer people are finding time, energy, or capacity to volunteer at the levels they once did. So this is why I'm so deeply grateful to every one of you who are here today, our city network, board and circle leaders, and members. You show up time and again, balancing so many responsibilities to build this community where women can grow into purposeful, fulfilling careers and work. Because of WAGE's support this year, we are able to offer 3 inaugural, what I hope to be inaugural, Lead in Canada Awards, each designed to honor different levels of long-term commitment. So the first one is basically, it's called the Trailblazer Award for service over 5 years, and is recognized with a $150 gift card. The second is the Community Impact Award for a leader with 2 to 5 years of service, recognized with a $100 gift card. And finally, the Rising Star Award. That's for outstanding dedication with 1 to 2 years of service and a $50 gift card recognition. These awards may seem small, but they're a tangible recognition that speaks to the impact, tenacity, resilience, and commitment within our community. Every nomination, every recognition, well, it's a small reflection of the incredible work that's being done and of the vital role each one of us, including the ones joining us today, play in fostering that success. We understand that volunteering costs each one of us, and the most precious commodity we have is time. And so we are deeply grateful to WAGE for supporting us in recognizing you beyond just a well-deserved pat on the back. The reason that these awards are so important is because so many of us in the not-for-profit sector struggle with recognizing our volunteers in long-term roles that are so important and that aren't solely events-based. Our larger ambition basically has created an infrastructure that requires support, and this is the intention of these awards to reward the long term dedication in often not so glamorous roles that these volunteers and our nominees have taken on. We want you to know that your work matters. It matters to those immediately around you, it matters nationally, and it matters to the future of Lean In Canada. Because it's the strength, dedication, and courage of volunteers like you that sustain our mission. Since we have participants from across the country, basically what we've asked is, in lieu of speaking live, that recipients send us a 3-minute video that tells us the story and explains why they volunteer with Lean In and why this recognition is so important to them. So basically you're in for a treat. These stories are the heart behind why we volunteer and why they volunteer, what we can impact, the difference we can all make, and what we get back in return. Each story I've seen is a celebration and an inspiration for what can be achieved when we work together.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we're gonna.
Thank you, Juliet. And thanks to you, Abimbola, Melanie, and the Board of Lean In Canada and your teams for bringing these awards to life. Volunteering, as you all know, is not for the faint of heart. It's for people who share a vision, who bring passion, dedication, and the commitment to show up consistently. It's for those who choose to make an organization's mission a meaningful part of their already full lives. And as you also know, volunteering can be immensely rewarding. When Christina Rupsing, Despina Zanganas, and I, or Volunteer 1, 2, and 3, respectively, started Lean In Canada, we were simply looking for connection, for learning and growth alongside others like us. We didn't set out to be volunteers. But as we listened to the community, we realized there was a shared desire and need for exactly what we were seeking. Happily, we had the passion and drive to take on that mission. What we've received in return far exceeds anything I could ever have imagined. That's because of all of you, your time, your effort, and yes, your passion, which continue to fuel this organization's growth and help us reach more women across Canada. I believe Volunteer with Lean In Canada is a unique experience. It is one where you can define the role and make it as big as your ambition for it. It's a space where new ideas are welcomed and encouraged. And as one of our early volunteers once said, we're building the plane as it flies. That was true when we began. And even now, though the plane has more structure and a stronger network, it remains true today. As long as there are professional women seeking to empower one another and build purposeful, fulfilling careers, there will be a place for Lean In Canada to grow. Because of the efforts of our volunteers, Lean In Canada is stronger, bigger, and I believe more resilient than ever. And it's my honor to be able to stand here with so much gratitude and appreciation in my heart, simply say,
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. My name is Abim. I don't know me. I'm the Director of Engagement, and I'm truly honored to be here tonight to recognize the work of our volunteers, our passionate, incredible, and purpose-driven leaders who make Lean In Canada what it is today. Tonight, we're not just celebrating you, but celebrating everyone who makes Lean In Canada what it is today. The ones who plan, who show up, who support and lead with grace, consistency, and courage. Every event, every connection, every moment, every encouragement, and every impact that you make actually makes a difference in the life of somebody, especially in our community in Lean In Canada. I also want to recognize, of course, the effort of Melanie, our Director of Events, who has worked tirelessly, and Eleanor, to bring this event to life. And we are hoping that this will be our first and definitely not the last. This evening, take a moment to celebrate yourself, shine the light upon the work that you've done, while celebrating those who have gone above and beyond and taking the initiative to inspire and encourage others to rise, to lead, and build spaces where leadership is definitely empowered. So sit back, relax, and celebrate with the people we are celebrating tonight. We're looking forward to an amazing night. And we're so proud to be celebrating all our honorees, the nominations, and also the winners for tonight. Please put your hands together as I welcome back to the stage Juliet and
Together.
Sarah.
Okay, so we're gonna move into the celebration and we'll start with the nomination highlights. We're lucky to have several nominations from coast to coast, all of whom were notified by email a couple of nights ago. And while everyone is truly a winner in our eyes, we wanted to highlight our finalists. They are Nikki Kanani, Angela Payne, Despina Zanganis, Melanie de Guzman, Eleanor Kwan, Sarah Stewart, and Zarina Derveni. The words used to describe them and their achievements, well, they're nothing short of what companies would kill to have on their leadership teams. From coast to coast, it's clear that we have some of the best talent across Canada, and it was such a joy to read these nominations. So with utmost gratitude, I want to say thank you to those individuals and to all of our nominees. Your work has made a difference, and we are all truly grateful to have you on our teams. As you can see from the words on the screen used to describe you in the nominations, you are changing not only your own life, but our lives through the work that you do with us. So now on to the winners. The first award. This award goes to someone that was described by her nominators, Megan Bond and Darby de Rosier, as she quickly distinguishes herself through her ability to bring people together. She created safe spaces for women to share, learn, and grow. She pioneered interactive seminar formats that break down barriers and encourage authentic connection. She always shows up with a smile and is a welcoming presence that encourages other people to show up and be their best. An ambassador that highlights openness, kindness, professionalism, and enthusiasm in everything she does. And she participates in knowledge sharing, basically sharing her skills related to financial literacy, networking, and peer-to-peer relationships. This award for 2025 goes to the winner of our Rising Star with over 1 year service from our Ottawa network, Sophie Johns. And here are some words from Sophie.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sophie, and I'm the current Vice President for the Ottawa chapter of Lean In. And I'm truly honored to be recognized today, as this community means the world to me. When I was asked to reflect on what motivated me to get involved with Lean In, my mind went straight back to high school. It feels like my journey to get involved with the organization was sparked long before I even knew that the chapter existed. When I was in grade 11, I won an award for highest grade in the grade 12 business class. And this prize wasn't a trophy or a certificate, but it was actually a book, and it was Sheryl Sandberg's Lean In. This book truly inspired me and provided me with a framework for understanding the challenges and opportunities for women in the workforce and in leadership positions. After high school, I continued on to university, where I received a Bachelor of Commerce and a graduate diploma in accounting, which led me to a career in auditing and business. Throughout my own career, I learned that success isn't about climbing up the career ladder, but it is about building a wider staircase where we can all ascend together, which motivated me to give back to the community. I am passionate about supporting and uplifting other women so we can create more space and opportunity for everyone. What I love most about our chapter is that we make our events accessible and low cost, ensuring that women and allies from all walks of life have a place to come, to learn, and to grow. My favorite event that the Ottawa chapter hosts has always been our annual Network at the Gallery event each September. It is hosted in a beautiful outdoor space at the National Gallery of Canada here in the nation's capital. The first year I attended this event, the theme was professional headshots, where attendees got the opportunity to receive an edited professional headshot. And so this event motivated me to become more involved with the chapter and to play a larger role. Last year, this event was speed coaching, where attendees made incredible connections and received practical advice from experts. This year, we had a workshop on learning to speak with confidence. So while each event had a different topic, they all shared a common theme. They were empowering, fun, and created genuine connections for women and allies. For me, volunteering isn't just about organizing events. It's about creating a space where women can find a mentor, a sponsor, or just a friend who understands. It's about ensuring that the next generations of leaders have a supportive community cheering them on. This is best exemplified by our current Women at Work Circle series, which I've had the pleasure of both leading and participating in, as it is an inspiring place where we can all learn from each other. I want to thank the circle of participants that nominated me, as well as every single member who comes to our events and contributes a lot. Thank you to our dedicated volunteers. I look forward to continuing to being involved with the chapter and seeing what comes next. So thank you very much.
Great. On to the Community Impact Award, which honors a volunteer who has made significant difference in the community over 2 to 5 years of service. From circles to sponsorship to marketing and events, we heard about volunteers across Canada who are transforming strategy, creating systems for capacity, and building the foundations that will set their teams and networks up for long-term success. Our winner of the 2025 Community Impact Award joined Lean in Canada during time of transition. Her ability to see the bigger picture and pause to ask important questions have reframed Lean in Toronto's entire approach to circles. She brings forward ideas with clarity and care and is not afraid to challenge assumptions if it means improving how we serve women in Lean in Toronto's network. Her leadership style empowers others because she listens actively, invites input, and reminds the team that progress does not have to be perfect to be meaningful. Congratulations to Lean in Toronto's VP of Circles, Joanna Sheth.
I volunteered for most of my adult life. It's how I've always found my people. I started with events and community leadership in university, then supported Rotrack, the youth arm of Rotary International, worked on Indian classical music events as a volunteer, and later led the alumni chapter for the University of Oxford in Mumbai. I moved to Toronto just before the pandemic, which meant very few opportunities to build real connections in those early years. So when things finally opened up again, I saw Lean in Toronto as the perfect way to build that sense of community, which I've always valued. I was introduced to Lean In by an ex-colleague who is now the Toronto chapter's president. And right from the first event, I felt that spark. What's powerful about this community is the energy in the room, the laughter, the warmth, and the instant sense of connection. Volunteering here has given me a chance to meet some incredible, talented, and kind women who made Toronto their home. It's been a way to build meaningful relationships and to give back at the same time. For me, volunteering has always been about creating spaces where people feel like they belong, and Lean In has become just that. Thank you again for this nomination.
Now, it's my absolute pleasure to present one of the most inspiring categories of the awards tonight, the Trailblazer Award. This award recognizes a volunteer leader who has shown exceptional leadership, innovation, and initiative. Someone who has been part of Lean In for over 5 years and continues to create pathways for others to grow and lead. This year's Trailblazer Awards recipient is someone who embodies everything Lean In stands for: resilience, collaboration, and the courage to take action. Community, please join me in celebrating and congratulating Chidima. Chidima was nominated by Nancy, who described her as a true example of leadership in motion, someone who continually inspires others and leads with passion and excellence. Your contribution and years of service have left a lasting impact on the Lean In community, and we're proud to honor you tonight. Congratulations, Chidima, and thank you for being a trailblazer in every sense of the word. Please let's put our hands together for Chidinma as we celebrate and also receive the speech from Chidinma.
Wow, wow. What an amazing honor. I say a big thank you to Lean in Canada for this award and to the president of Lean in Toronto, Nancy, for nominating me. As I reflect on my over 5 years experience with Lean In, it's been a journey from newcomer to change maker, a journey fueled by sisterhood and purpose. I arrived Canada in 2016, a new country, a new chapter, and a blank canvas. No family beyond my husband and my kids, no professional network, just a fierce determination to build a life and a career from scratch. It was daunting, it was isolating, but then something extraordinary happened. Through the Access Employment Empowering Women program, I met women who didn't just offer help, they offered hope. They volunteered their time, their wisdom, and their hearts. And one of those women was Karen Simpson. I didn't know her before Access, but she changed my life. Karen prepped me for my very first job interview in Canada, and that interview became my first job. But her support did not just end there. She checked in, she cheered me on, and she opened her network to me like I was family. Through Karen, I discovered Lean In, and I watched her rise to become the president of the Toronto chapter, a living example of what it means to lift as you climb. Before that moment with Karen, volunteering was just a word. Now it's a calling. It's introduced me to a chosen community, one built not by blood, but by boldness, compassion, and shared purpose. I've met countless phenomenal women who's helped me rediscover my voice, my confidence, and my power. They've held space for me in moments of doubt and handed me the mic when I was ready to roll. I'm no longer a newcomer, but I carry that fire lit by Karen and so many others. And I burn with the desire to pass it on. To walk beside another woman, another immigrant, another soul finding their way. Volunteering to me is an act of radical gratitude. It is a privilege to be a part of someone else's breakthrough. It is the heartbeat of a community that chooses to rise together. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and I've learned that it takes a village to raise a dream. And when women come together, that village becomes unstoppable. Thank you, Lean in Canada, for this incredible award. I accept it, not just for myself, but for every woman who has ever dared to reach back and pull another forward. This is our story. This is our power. And we're just getting started. Thank you.
Wow, so inspiring. Congratulations to all our winners tonight. And as we close this evening, this year's Lean In Canada Volunteer Recognition Awards, I'm filled with so much pride, gratitude, and appreciation for everyone in the room. To all our volunteers, you're the heart and soul of Lean In. Your time, your creativity, energy, and everything you do breathes life into everything that we stand for at Lean In. Give without hesitation, lead with love, and show up passionately, even when no one is watching. You are the reason why women across Canada and the world feel seen, supported, and inspired to step into leadership. To all our award recipients, tonight we celebrate your excellence, consistency, your courage, and your leadership. You have paved the way for others to rise, and your work reminds us what's possible when women come together and champion one another. To our planning committee, board members, and partners, thank you for the countless hours behind the scenes, for your guidance, the logistics, the sponsorships, and your unwavering belief in the mission. None of this would not be possible without your collaboration and commitment. I also want to celebrate especially Melanie and Eleanor, who make things happen and have worked tirelessly, Juliet as well, our president, and to every member of the Lean In Canada community, every circle leader, every volunteer, supporter across the country, you're part of the bigger story of Lean In Canada. Together, we are rewriting what leadership looks like. creating spaces where women thrive, build legacies that future generations will stand on. As we leave tonight, I'd like to encourage us to carry the spirit of gratitude, sisterhood, and also leadership like we've learned. Let's keep showing up for one another, amplifying each other's voices, and making spaces at the table. While rising, bring someone else with you. To every volunteer who gives their time, energy, and heart, whether it's 1 hour a week or 2 hours in a month, your act of service has empowered one woman and has strengthened our community. On behalf of the entire Lean In Canada leadership, I want to say thank you. Thank you for leaning in, thank you for leading, and thank you for believing together we rise higher. Thank you and congratulations to our winners again. Thank you.
So we have, I think, about 45 minutes until the radical personhood. So if you have tickets, then please join us there. And I don't know if you can still get in there, but give it a go. And I'd also encourage you to share your photos. So those of you who are joining us online, tag us in your socials, share your photos with us. We'd love to see them. And we'll also put them up on our socials.